Come on, Vim. Okay, looks like we got all three running now. Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Shadows Pub and Pimp Your Post Thursday morning edition from the Ramble. So, looks like we got some people joining in on this American Thanksgiving. I think Solo, you're the no. John Dewar's an American too, isn't he? So there's two of yous that I know of. Axeman going first. Ah, Banana's American as well. Well, welcome, Banana. Okay, so for the benefit of Banana, Axeman doesn't have a mic. So he presents in text and he puts the text in at the same time as the link. And quite amazing experience attending a theatrical performance by quite non-conventional troupe from Vilnius, Lithuania. Over 1 hour performance with lots of dancing elements and motion. Ooh, some nice photos there, bud, as usual. Over 700 total. I don't, not all in one post though, eh? Can post the whole month. You think people might kind of think that's a little much? And he's typing away there. We'll give him a chance to see what he's going to say before we move on to the next person. And maybe that's all he was going to say. Okay, Jack, you're up next. Oh, yes, don't forget to click on the emoji underneath or put an emoji, there we go. And you click on that and you'll pick up a banjo.
I'm just kidding with the snook emoji there. Just
What's that?
fun. Anyway, I was just kidding with the snook emoji underneath when you mentioned putting the emoji. There it is. Oops. Anyway, I posted by Snook, also known as Snook Ads on ATZ on help me out here on YouTube and whatever the other one, Twitter, and yeah. But she did a great little post here about being positive, and I just presume that she's gobbling down turkey and God knows what else people do when they gobble down stuff on today's date in the States, like lobster and God knows what else. Yeah. But so I figured I'll pimp her post just to fill in the gaps for all the Americans that are not here today who are stuffing their faces with good old quality foods. So yeah.
Banana says we fight with our families. It's time for the annual family fight. This is your first solo Thanksgiving. So, yeah, the upside is it's peaceful. The downside is if you've been used to being around family, it can be a bit of an adjustment.
And there she is. She must have had her ears burning or something, felt them.
Oh, no feeling on that at all, Banana. Not being around a cheating hoe is nice, though. Whoa. Apparently somebody that was your favorite person is missed. Not. Snook is out of bed. I was assuming she was probably still sleeping. Hey, Wes. Is he with us? Oh, he's not in there. Thank you, Jack. And Solo was up.
Hello there, everyone, on Pimp Your Post Thursday. Got a piece of history here to share with y'all. It's a bridge from the 1800s that happens to be in one of the parks that I visit. And we took a canoe and got up pretty close to it and took some pictures around it. And I even found a picture from the early 1800s that shows the bridge. And what's interesting is how high the water used to be compared to how low it is now. That was the first thing I noticed. But it's just cool to go to a park that has some really old history, even though the bridge is no longer in service. It's cool to see what used to stand in the 1900s and the 1800s. So if you like history, take a look.
Really, when you look back at the type of construction tools that they didn't have, the very fact that they did some of this stuff was actually pretty amazing.
It sure is, and how they climbed up there with no safety equipment.
Yeah,
That's why so many died back in the day. Every building that was built, someone died.
pretty much. I've heard stories that apparently the Mohawk Indians have an interesting sense of balance and an ability to work at heights. It was something that they excelled at.
Oh, nice.
Never
Well, there's
really.
this Cherokee around here.
Yeah, the Mohawks tend to be down through this area, down into the states.
Oh, I've heard the name Mohawk, but I don't know much about the tribe. Well, the Cherokees I know were around here a lot. We have a whole county named after them, Cherokee County.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, Solo, and I am Rain. You are up.
Hi everyone, happy Thanksgiving to all who celebrate.
Well, I heard you say
Hi.
I heard you say hi, and then you went quiet. Did you purposely go quiet?
Um,
You maybe let go of your button and didn't realize it.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I heard that part, and then you went quiet. Ah, your connection's off. Okay, tell us about your post.
is it connected?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. I was invited by Zeke. Actually, it's reminder. I almost forgot that today is Thursday for PYPT. I wrote this the other day. That was Tuesday, and I was just feeling strange that time, so I thought I'd put my thoughts, my feelings in writing. And I'm doing okay now, way better.
Good. Ah, the lead up to holidays for some is very, very stressful, isn't it? There, Safi's joined us. So, for the benefit of Banana and anybody else that doesn't already know, when these posts are presented, if you go to them and leave a comment and mention PYPT, I will pick up on that and you'll earn some shade tokens. By the way, has anybody else but me noticed that Gina Bada is not sending notices for the last day? Okay, so it's not just me. Hey PH, how are you? And Nylon has joined us. And to find the dollars made it. I think we're up to 5 Americans. We're just checking you guys out with it being your holiday and all. Oh, good. Maybe it's coming back then. I checked all my notices yesterday morning and I haven't seen one since. They're all upvoting in between bites. Well, a 24-hour delay is a little bit much, though. It's actually been over 24 hours since I've seen a notice, and I tried to do a restart this morning. Sometimes you do need to do that, like a reset, and Gina just wasn't responding to anything, which kind of told me she was offline. And you got Gina okay. Maybe I do need to do a restart. When did you were you seeing it yesterday, Define? Wow. Yeah, it was a little weird opening up my Discord and seeing no Gina notices for the last day. Various API cannot be reached for Steam, Engine Mice, etc. So could just be one. Oh, so they're kind of having other problems as well. Interesting. Hi, Shuvo. Peak has that problem too. Okay, Zeke, you're up.
All right, there we go. So, every week, I love to participate in this show, and it's awesome to see new folks like I'm Rain. I generally think it's Wednesday, what's tomorrow? Thursday, Pimp Your Post. Yes, yes, of course. Oh, crap, I better put together a thoughtful daily post so that we can at least talk about something positive and constructive with all the nice folks here. And then I realize it's Wednesday as well, and I've got to get myself up and active and do a Wednesday walk, so I just kind of combined both into one post for this week, as I like to do. So if there's Wednesday walkers out there that don't know about the Thoughtful Daily Post and the other way around, might be able to connect through the tags and see other movements afoot. So this post, I put together a quick Wednesday walk with my daughter to the milkshake shop and had myself a nice boozy milkshake, and then found something nice as far as simple ways to simple habits to do every day to create happiness and satisfaction. I guess happiness is fleeting, but satisfaction is something that you should be focusing on. So I combined them both in there, and that's what that post is.
Very nice. Is that your local community where those shots are taken?
Yeah, Stratford.
I noticed on election night, Peter Mansford lives in Stratford, eh?
Yeah.
He mentioned it during the show, and I went, "Oh, I know somebody else from there."
Yeah, he's you see him around sometimes. He's really covert. He wears a black baseball cap pulled down, and he drives a pickup truck, and he doesn't go flaunting it around. He's a real private guy, but super approachable. It's such a nice dude. You wouldn't, I don't know, he's a Canadian celebrity, which is kind of a half celebrity, I guess. But yeah, he's just down to earth, super nice guy, super approachable, and you don't even. He's kind of like Richard Fitzpatrick, who's also in town. He was in a lot of Charles Bronson movies and Good Will Hunting and that kind of stuff. Fairly well known, but they're just dudes that you have a beer at the pub with. So, yeah, Peter Mansbridge is in that.
Very cool. He comes across as a very down-to-earth individual.
He
What?
really is.
Yeah. So it's not just a show with him.
No, he's just legitimately salt of the earth, and he could be driving around. He's got $1 million condos in Toronto. He could be driving around something crazy, but he likes his pickup truck and his bulk.
When we had the general store in the little village north of here, there was a fellow who used to come in there, usually on the weekends, and he'd wear these scruffy old jeans, and quite often the stereotypical binder twine belt instead of a regular belt, and flannel shirts. And I was talking to him one day, and he left the store, and one of the locals was leaning up against the counter, and he looks at me, and he says to me, he says, "Do you know who that guy is?" And I went, "No." He says he sits on the bench of the Supreme Court of Canada, but you'd never know it. To this day, I still don't remember his name. Okay. Thank you, Zeke. And Safi,
Thank you.
you're up. Your chair has been confiscated, Wes.
Oh, okay. So this is, as you know, I like to do some edits with my photos, and it's been some people asking me if I have some favorites. So I thought that, um, yeah, I could try to find my best one and see if I can, put them in a post. So I took my favorite shot and put them in the post, and it's really fun to play around with pictures, and it's kind of fun to see how they turn out. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share.
So, speaking of pickups, that's a cute little edit you did on that Nissan.
The edit?
Yeah. Well, Zeke was just talking about a TV personality in Canada that drives his pickup around, and there's the first thing we see on Safi's post, a pickup.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool. The only regret is that I actually sold this pickup last summer because I don't use it as much. But then now when I see the pictures again, I realize that yeah, it was a cool truck to have. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I currently drive a van, but if I had my preference, I'd be driving a pickup.
yeah. I only have my little car right now, so yeah. But I mean, I don't need any bigger one, and to have two cars, and the pickup was standing a lot, so I kind of figured if someone else is using it more, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You've probably got the same expenses we do, insurance and licensing and that sort of thing. It becomes a little pricey to have two vehicles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice little pickup though.
Yeah, it is, and yeah, it was fun to do that post and share some of my favorite with some. There are some edits that turn out pretty cool, and then there's always some edits that are doesn't really turn out the way you want them to.
There's some edits that you look at and go, "Thank God for the undo key."
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Safi. And Solo, you're up.
I have some infrared photos to share with y'all today. These are some ferns. There was a meadow or like a patch of ferns I noticed out on Awaka when I was out at a state park. And what struck me was there was no trees growing in this patch of ferns. So it's just strange how once a plant moves in, it can sometimes kick other plants out or stop them from growing. But what was cool about all these ferns that's growing here was there was rays of light coming down on them because of the lack of trees. Usually all the trees in the forest, they'll block out any sunlight that makes it down to the forest floor. But these ferns kind of stopped that in this meadow, and there was this pretty ray of light just coming down right on top of the ferns. So I hope you enjoy that little piece of beauty that I captured there. Hope to capture many more sights.
It does look pretty cool. Nice work.
Light reaching the forest is rare. It usually stops up at the tree.
Yeah, it depends how much overgrowth there is.
Yeah, if you're in the desert, it doesn't really do you much good. But anywhere like
No,
right where
I
I
meant
live,
I meant in forests. Sometimes there depends how thick the trees are.
yeah, it happens where I live. It's very thick.
Yeah, we had we had a woods in behind the house where I grew up, and there were parts of it you could barely see anything, and there were other times that the sun would get through to other parts of it. It just depended where you were and how thick the trees were.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I've just noticed when I happen to get over on overlooks and I look out, I'm like, all I see is treetops. I can't see anything down below.
Ah, all right. Thank you, Solo. And Shuvo, you are up. And I see him typing, so he's probably got a link.
Just wait a minute. I also share my link.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm just waiting for the link. There we go. He's typing. Okay. Tell us about your post here.
Hello. Hello, my dear friends, my dear senior members, and my dear colleagues in this platform. Hope everybody are well right now. Anyway, I need your attention for a few minutes. Actually, look my contribution. Actually, my post title won't leave. Now this time, our country is continue winter season. Winter is very hard and strong for small plants and leaf trees. Cause this time everything is very complex and complicated. Actually, I am a nature loving person. You know, everything.
Ah, we lost you. Did you drop the button? And
Sorry,
yeah, hold on to the button.
sorry.
Go ahead.
Actually, every Thursday I also visit professional purposes. That's why last Thursday I also captured this photo in my own cell phone, and I realized bugs are also eating leaves. Nature is really very strange. It's difficult cause food depends on others, but these are very hard touch for me. Small plants are not grow up. When grow up, an insect are bite leaf. That's why I also create this content on leaf. So this my contribution. Hope you like this.
So I take it that you don't get snow in winter.
Sorry.
I take it you don't get snow in winter.
Actually, my country people cannot face snowfall, but we are face winter cause our temperature always rise minimum 35 40. So if our temperature fall down like 20 or 15, that time we also feel very cold. That's it. Hope you understood.
Are you saying your winter temperatures are 35 to 40?
No, no, no. That's the temperature is all time. But
Okay,
we
and then
live
and you're talking
in our
Celsius,
place.
right?
Sorry.
You're talking Celsius, not Fahrenheit, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if we got 20 degrees Celsius in our winter, that would actually be a wonderful warm day. Yeah, 20 is summer. Very true, Axeman. And then you get up into northern Canada and get the minus 40 Celsius, which is minus 40 Fahrenheit. I don't think I'd want to go there too often. Thank you, Shivo. Well, you are upside down, Jack. Axeman, you're up. Did Snook just do a drive-by? She just came in and left, or what's she doing? So, Axeman says, a walk around the Curonian Spit, Lithuania, sandy dunes and the beach during very moody and a bit foggy summer day. Some general landscape views and coming into details as well as that summer. Oh, she just popped in to say hi. So is that a summer picture or more a spring or fall picture, Axeman? Closer to autumn, yeah, that makes sense. Kind of has that feel when you look at it. And who do we have up next? So don't forget the giveaways are running in the giveaway channel. If you haven't clicked on them, you definitely want to before they get drawn. And Safi, you're up next. So Shuvels in Bangladesh says normal winter temperature is 15 to 20 degrees. Lucky puppy. If our normal winter temperatures was 15 to 20 degrees, I'd hardly ever have to turn the heat on. Okay, Safi, tell us about what you're sharing here.
Okay, this is a post about a future member, and I remember this from a while back when NGMWD used to do this. Shout out to some people in the family, in the alliance, and yeah, I saw that when I saw this picture and this post, I was like, I was really happy that he's starting to do them again because it's a really good way to, yeah, to give some love to people that deserve it.
Nice work.
Yeah, and also to get to know people. Sometimes when people do shout outs in their posts, it's a good way to get to know other people that they are writing about, because sometimes you can see people and you kind of recognize the name, but you don't really know what kind of posts they do or what kind of person they are. So I know that sometimes when I go to people and I see a name, but I don't really know everybody. So when you get into the post, it's like, oh, they have beautiful photography and I haven't seen it before. So I think it's a really good way too.
Okay. So, Jack, did you drop an icon that an emoji that I missed?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you go ahead.
See, it works better with the cup.
No, I scrolled back and I only found the one emoji from you, which you've already done. So, okay, I may have missed one.
Doesn't matter. Well, anyway.
There's some. Oh, I see the problem. I came up with an error on that, but there's a comma at the end of the what you dropped.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, it's my push to talk button.
Yeah, hang on. I'll drop the corrected one in. There we go. Banjo should respond now. There. Okay.
That's the one. Apologize for that. This push to talk thing really, yeah, love it. Absolutely wonderful. But it is what it is.
Well, you're using the comma button for your push to talk?
No, it's a European keyboard. So it has this funny comma which goes under the letters, whatever, and it works.
Oh, okay.
But
most of the time.
Yeah. It works it's better than the regular comma. Put it that way. This is like an accent thing, Bob.
Maybe it's an Oxford comma because hardly anybody uses them these days.
Exactly. Anyway, Injun Witty. He's got something, brother from the States there, he's got something going on today which is, well, on a personal level, makes everything a lot more fun and, happy. And what was the word earlier? Positivity. There it is. There's a lot more positivity buzzing around his place because one of his princesses is celebrating her 5th birthday today. And add to that the Thanksgiving. It's a wonderful celebration, but I hate to be in his shoes because he has to buy double the presents because the other daughter, one daughter gets the presents, the other daughter has to get them as well, and it's Thanksgiving, so he's definitely out of pocket. But figured they'll help him along and pimp his post, and maybe we can all share the love and help recuperate his losses on the presents.
So one daughter has a birthday and the other one expects to receive gifts as well?
That's how, well, the little kids, when they grow up, they understand that that's not how it works. When they're that small, they really sort of like,
Oh no, we learned at a very early age. Don't even ask.
Fair enough, but I'm just saying, kids today, I got a couple myself, so that's just works, Yeah, snowflakes, not fakes, but snowflakes. But you know what? When they're that small,
Yeah, that's mom and dad just hate saying no.
Well, how do you say no to a little kid when you know that you can't? I mean, if you can't, that's a different ballgame. But if you can, just do it. So well, you sort of like work it around or whatever.
Yeah, I guess I'm just a little too old school for some folks. Okay. Actually, Lynn Artemis used to just say to the kids, it won't be a special day if you don't get just your own presents. So you need to let your sister have, their special day, so you can have one later. Richard says we're supposed to give gifts. Jack, does that mean you have two posts you're doing, or you're just seeing double?
Fixing the car.
Okay, so I'm only going to respond to one of the emojis that you put up. Richard's just had a eye opener. Nobody told him that kids are supposed to get gifts. There you go. You just never know what you're going to learn on PYPT. And Wes, you're up.
Happy Thanksgiving, my friends, or happy, whatever. Happy Up Tuesday, dude. Sorry, Shadow, I had to. I usually, well,
It's not often that you use the word dude in a room and be addressing somebody legitimately.
yes, sir. That killed me. You had to be there. Anyway, I always share everyone else's posts. You guys know me, but the main reason why I'm sharing this one is because it's about people. I've been around the blockchain for a while and just now, I guess, kind of getting to a point where I feel I can help Tootser, Broser. And this is a contest. I actually made a contest. Read the details. Use. I'm pushing to talk, and I have to scroll up to see what the hell I used the word for. Anyway, it's a contest. It's a hashtag. It's a tag I made. Anyway, to go along with my thoughtful daily.
So the hashtag is contest, or it's no. Here we go. Best seasonal thoughts.
Thank you. I'm just going to sit in my chair and use the laptop, but my stepdaughter's cat, as you saw, decided to get in it. But anyway,
It's funny they don't like being sat on.
No, and he doesn't have claws, but he will bite me. Good luck. and it's after the Christmas, the 25th. I'll do my best to go through and try to pick 3, and I even added some SBI in there because SBI.
Oh yeah.
Excuse me.
Fuels flag wars.
I didn't say it.
So I had a conversation with somebody the other day who made the comment that SBI was not one of his favorite projects. And I said, I've been hearing that, but I don't understand why. So in the course of the conversation that followed, um, apparently part of the issue is that the SBI is using the rewards pool to, distribute funds. And I'm like, what doesn't use the reward pool? And when we discussed it a little bit further, I come to find out he doesn't actually understand what SBI is, even though I know that he's been at conferences where it's been presented. So he did promise me he would at least go and talk to Joseph. So let's see what happens.
That's the thing with me. I think everybody thinks because I'm a writer, I know it all, and I'll make. I hate math. I hate. To me, it's a win-win. You sponsor someone, you're sponsoring yourself. I don't want to sound like that's self. My thing's trying to connect. I guess it's connect. There it goes. But you know, Joseph said, if you have an issue, if you have any questions, any problems, come to me and let's talk about it. And by God, nobody freaking does. They just want to downvote. Come on.
Well, the other thing that he said in the course of the conversation was the concern about people selling off their Steam with the price so low. And I said, well, you do realize that when a person gets an SBI, they can't sell it because it's in somebody else's hands. If I give somebody a Steam, they can either sell it or power it up. But if I give them an SBI, it's going nowhere except into the being powered up. So hopefully this guy gives us a bit of a thought that maybe they're being a little knee jerk.
I don't know. Like I said, it is what it is, and we're all individuals and unique, and we can choose what we want to do. And I like it, and I write for him, and that I'm not going to argue about it. If you don't like it, like you don't like it. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving. Here's my post. God bless you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Wes. So you were getting downvoted. Holy lifting. So you were getting bullied is what it boils down to. Yeah. Is that the fellow that's going around and downvoting anybody that gets SBI votes? Yeah, apparently people have tried to talk to him and can't get anywhere. And fine, you're up.
Hey guys, thanks for having me again. This week in Celeritas news, let's see, we sold 7 more, powered them up. I made an even up trade with Eco Instant for income tokens, talking about SBI. If you guys haven't heard about income tokens, holding them is basically a daily drawing for SBI shares. And the later drawings are skewed toward lower token holders. So like in the first drawing, it's everybody, and then the person who has a lot of shares is likely to win. But in the next round, they're eliminated, so the smaller shares get a greater chance. So I made a trade with him. So hopefully, in the long run, that'll build Celeritas' SBI and help to get some more author rewards. Let's see, what else? We moved into the third round of Eco Instance contest for over 1,000 SBI, or not 1,000 SBI, 1,000 Steam. that would be some major support. So check that out. He's got some good projects going there that are in the running for that. And let's see, I got more programming done on Solarabot. It's almost ready. The only thing that's left now is the actual vote operation. It checks balances and time since last call and writes everything into a database, so it's pretty much ready to go. Hopefully that members can call it, and that'll help get us some more curation as well.
Nice.
Will there be a level on that bot, like how much you can use it based on how many tokens you have, or what?
Yeah, that's the goal. I haven't really worked out the math on that yet. But I think, yeah, definitely it's going to be either the percentage multiplied by the number of tokens you hold, or it's going to be a cutoff. Because there's a bunch of people that have just one. And so that's not fair to the people who have like 40 or 50 who really, put some money into the project and deserve the extra bonus to be able to call it. So yeah, there'll be some sort of tier system there. I haven't worked out the details yet though.
Okay. I am Rain, Zeke, and Richard. Are you present?
See?
I see Richard is because he just got through saying something in the channel. And I am Rain. Are you present?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Speaking of SBI, each of you just won one each. Okay. And Safi, you're up.
Okay, so yeah, this was my Wednesday walk, and it was by the lake that is right across from where I live, and it's actually getting bigger almost every time I'm there. So I don't know what they're planning on doing, but I took some really nice pictures because it was the sunset and it was evening and it was really cold, but it was a beautiful walk, and yeah, I even took a little clip because last time I was there, it wasn't as big as this time. So I think that, yeah.
That is a beautiful shot.
Yeah, and it's the coldest night that has the most beautiful skies, I think, because sometimes it's kind of a weird light, and it kind of yeah, the sky is a little bit weird sometimes, but
Yeah, it's kind of the way the atmosphere is playing on the well, the atmosphere, the sun, all kinds of different stuff. But it made for some beautiful colors there.
yeah, it was a good one.
It would be. Very nice. Thank you, Safi. That got Jack's attention. What sells Australian? You're up, Jack, by the way. Top of the down dude to you.
No down duding this one, all right? It's a post from brother up your end of the town. Shadows, fellow Canuck.
Yep.
Good old guilty pies.
He's about 100 miles from me, but
trouble.
right in the neighborhood.
Well, thereabouts, give and take. It's a small country. Come on.
A small country.
Yeah, just around the corner from your place, isn't it? Yeah.
It's amazing the number of people that do that. Oh, you live in Canada. I got this cousin in Vancouver. Have you met him? No.
So you're telling me you don't know my cousin up in Vancouver?
Nah.
Well, anyway, Guilty's gone to a lot of trouble to, even explain what life is like with the God-given gift of that last rip that was taken to give us wonderful people on this earth that tell us how brilliant we are and how much we are worth and how wonderful we are and how much we mean to them and life itself. But he's a laugh, man.
He is.
Just read it, you'll get a laugh out of it, you'll love it. And I fully understand where he's coming from. And just to make sure that there's nobody that gets angry at me for saying that little part of it, I admit that no matter what we, the male of our species, do in the eyes of the female of our species, we are always wrong. It's simple as that, okay? It doesn't work, and that's the way it is, and just accept it and move on.
How do you have a long marriage? You say yes, dear.
We always have the last word. That's right.
What's the phrase? Happy wife is a happy life.
Yep. So even though I was kidding about the whole, have you met my cousin in Vancouver? Interestingly enough, last week Artemis was in the hospital for a few days, and she met a nurse that had actually worked in the hospital in Campbell River, who knew our other sister. So you just never know who you're going to run into where.
That's awesome.
Actually, it was kind of funny because the woman said something about yes, she says, I knew her, I worked with her. She says she's a very assertive nurse. And Artemis says, is that code for bitch? She wouldn't answer. So I think it was code for bitch. And Axeman, you're up.
My bad. I was laughing and hung up on you.
No, you're supposed to stay online. It's easier to hear that way. Ah, well, he was taking care of business there. All right, now there should be a write-up following this. There we go. Indoors natural light art portrait. Amazing all-natural red hair model with amazing freckles. Quite unusual, but very interesting repetitive framing. So, is the redhead with freckles unusual or the framing? Ah, well, I got a piece of information for you. I am a redhead, or was before I started to turn gray, and I also had a lot of freckles when I was a kid. So, thus my question. Oh, yeah, we're really kissed by the sun as long as we stay the hell out of it. Redheads can't take a whole lot of sun, they burn very easily. That they do. And Engine, you are up.
Okay, hang on. I'm mobile at the moment, so I have to push a few extra.
There we go.
Nah, I scrolled back up to make sure that nobody had posted it. There's a couple others that I wanted to post that I saw. Thank you for pimping those, Jack. The one about uh, my little warrior princess there, and Sappy throwing up the featured member post, and one that I really liked that kind of involves this particular one was from Snookin asking everybody to post some positive things on the blockchain day. We don't have to worry about Wes doing that. You know, he's pretty thoughtful. But I was scrolling through this morning, and I just read this not no more than 5 minutes before I hopped on the show here. And 1 second, I have to grab the steering wheel.
Yeah, those are handy to hold on to.
And I'm being sent to the store for last minute Thanksgiving stuff here. But yeah, I read this one by Kitty, and she
she goes over.
I think, Jack, most Americans do their Thanksgiving dinner at supper time, so we're good for this one. They'll be gobbling tonight, though.
Yeah, I'll probably be a lot less people for America here later. That's why I jumped on now, so I don't think I'll have any other time after this is all said and done. But yeah, she talks about how she's a creature of habit and she normally does this, that, and the other. And I read in there about these little Jenny O, was it like a 2 pound turkey thing? And I remember those. Those were so good, and I would love to see those again. But the main thing in her post is to be grateful, damn it, quote unquote. Love you, kitty.
So is that particularly the Genio that you would like to see, or just the boned and rolled breast?
The bone and rolled breasts. I don't see them anywhere.
Really? Because they're here in the stores.
Donna, maybe it's more local to you or something because they're not up here. I've not seen them.
I'm actually kind of surprised. I hadn't really heard about them until a few years ago, when somebody mentioned that they were giving them to the singles for the hamper program, and that's when I looked into them. And yeah, they're quite common in the stores up here. Interesting. I prefer the real thing though. Oh, I know
Yeah,
Axe. I know Axeman's here. Define the dollar. You still present? Okay, you two won the shade. I don't think there's any fear of downvotes on the shade, so you're good on that.
Yeah, I've been testing that theory a lot this past week, throwing shade around everywhere.
Yes, I'm glad to see that. I've got some that needs distributing that I need to go down through some posts and get distributed. But be patient, it'll come.
I got a question about shade.
Ask away.
I think it was maybe a week ago or two, I kind of flipped into my Steam World thing and looked at tokens, and shade was usually around the top of what the American dollar value of those tokens, and shade was nowhere to be found. I went, what the hell? And I checked, and it was way down, like near the bottom, next to nothing. Was there a dip in value, or was that just some sort of anomaly?
It's been doing some moving up and down.
Huh. Well, I mean, huge moves way up and
Oh,
down.
it
Like
was a huge move.
Dollars before.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
yeah, somebody got snarky. I was able to move in a little bit of a sell wall on it, but it does move up and down.
Shit, I'd like to be able to. Yeah, let me know when that happens. I'll throw some buy.
Well, the upside is that with the level of volume that's on the market, then it doesn't take much to move it back up.
Huh.
The range went from 0.7 to 0.003. Ouch. I think I have enough of a sell wall in there right now that it won't drop that far. Okay, we need people in the list. Got some more posts, folks? Go for it, Jack.
Okay, another one from good old Guilty Parties about utilization of our Steam tokens. Yeah, and my man Liddy, he's still here. He's
Yeah.
one of the guys that accepted payment in Steam for doing me a favor in fiat of getting some things for my better half, my sexy half, my wife, that is. Yeah. Although some people say that I'm pretty sexy as well, but we'll leave that for another
I'm betting
time.
your wife says that.
Oh yeah, all the time, you know. Especially when she needs something or wants something, should I say? But yeah, like I said, so yeah, there's a witness to how we can utilize Steam, if nothing else, amongst ourselves for real world, requirements or wishes or wants or whatever their needs or whatever else, anything really. So think about it, and we're all going to be buying Steam sooner or later, hopefully. When I say we all, I mean everybody down, from that little Chinese kid all the way across to the guy in the UK, it's like all around the world. Everybody needs Steam.
We're going to need to do that if we're ever going to develop a proper economy of tokens. And it won't be just Steam, it'll be the other tokens as well, which of course helps to boost Steam itself.
There are other tokens.
Yep. Don't try playing coy. Koi doesn't work for you, Jack, so just forget that. Okay, Engine, you're up.
I just wanted to add, I think Jack is a sexy bitch. I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna jump off real quick, and I'm gonna say happy Thanksgiving to everybody that celebrates it. And if you don't be grateful for something today, go over there to the Smith Post and write something that you're thankful about. Guilty post kind of falls in line with that too now. But this is from our featured member this week, good old Felt Buzz, who's he doesn't get in chat rooms very much, but this guy is all over the blockchain. And one thing that he personally does is a little free-write microfiction contest called Graphic. So 240 characters, not words, not letters, characters. So you say out. Easy if you want to get online, and they got character counters here and there and everywhere. They're free to take the browser. You don't have to download anything to check your characters. But this week's prompt is trunk. So I don't know if you want to talk about the trunk in the car. You don't even have to say the word trunk. Just it's the word to get you started. But yeah, stop in and 240 characters. That's like 30 seconds of writing. If you type anything over 60 words.
Well,
So
it's 30 seconds of writing if you just want to throw some words out. But in order to do microfiction, it takes a lot of work to be able to cover a story in that short of time. So there's effort in it.
shish kebab and booby dick. That'll cover it all.
Won't say anything, but it'll cover it.
But yeah, anyways, y'all have a good rest of your day. All that loveliness. I'm grateful for all of you still being here and weathering this hurricane that's coming through the blockchain. Because it'll get better, promise. Might be a little bit because we still got some asshats that are shaking their butt here if we get all over everything. But yeah.
Well, today's looking real interesting on the markets. Bitcoin is up, and Steam is at 16 cents the last I looked. Yep, still there. So that's nice to see on any day. All right, Axeman. Well, define. Not that I don't wish you well, but I don't want to see it go back down for you to buy. You'll have to buy it at 16. And Axeman says, seems really a long way, but I'll do unusual low shooting point and wide angle lens, changing perspective quite a lot. Amazing steady sand dunes of Curion spit, and even more amazing deep mood, colorful sunset. It is actually. So you picked up the golds, and Safi picked up the reds. Where can you use the debit card, Wes? I love those golds as well. Yeah.
I'm not sure, not to interrupt her, sorry. I remember seeing that somewhere, and you can use, yeah, because I was using Coinbase, and I could never get my account to verify.
I use a Canadian exchange that lets me use Interact, which is kind of handy.
Coin Square?
Coinfield. It's I think it's been up about a year. Coin Canuck. That was where I jumped to. Thankfully, I got out of Quadrex before it went, you know, tits up. Or the guy died, or maybe didn't die, or who knows. All right, thank you, Axeman, and Safi, you're up. Define. Oh my, you've been around a while. Mount Gox. You may present more than one if you wish to, Shuvo, and they don't even have to all be yours. They can be somebody else's that you liked. Good to see you, John. Safi, are you with us? Didn't know there was a competition. Safi still in the channel, or did we lose her? Oh, she's not here, maybe because she's not in the channel. So Zeke, you're next.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize she dropped out.
You had mentioned that Bitcoin was on the rise again, and I was just checking my feed to see if there's other posts. And this, back when I first started in Steam with my buddy Sequential Vibe, we found the crypto pub where I used to sit and we used to shoot the shit and share music and daily post of technical analysis. And I was hovering over the charts and comparing technical analysis. Some folks kind of drop off or come and go or go away for good, and crypto pub has always been one, fairly regular poster, but had been off for a month. Vanessa V, and I just noticed today that there was a post, a new post, and you had mentioned that Bitcoin was up a little bit, and I was thinking, yeah, I wonder what the markets are doing, and there's a post right there with technical analysis and everything. So
Perfect timing.
Good content with not a whole lot of interaction. I guess there's not a lot of networking done or that type of thing, and keeps claiming that get back in and do some more networking and fill the pub up again. But it's just kind of funny, the timing. Like, Bitcoin's on the way up, and surprise, there's a post right there. So
Perfect timing.
if anybody's looking for, I kind of learned a little bit about some of the basic indicators and that type of thing of crypto, and knowing what Bitcoin is doing is kind of neat anyway, but it pushes all the rest of the alts around. So it was just it used to be a good place to have a great conversation, shoot the shit with all the slobber chops and Steve C and Bronc nuts and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, things changed on the blockchain, I guess. But there we go, timing.
Yeah, I looked this morning. I guess it was around 4:30 when I looked this morning, and it was around 7,100 USD, and I see now it's up around 7,500 USD. So that's a nice little pump on a holiday.
Yeah, and you look at the pump, and it's been going. You see on that chart there in that post that it's been going up for a couple of days, just moderately.
Yeah.
But then the one indicator that I always like to watch is the MACD, the moving average convergence divergence, and whenever the blue line crosses the red line, that usually makes for a nice pump, and that looks like it's about to happen. So maybe we're not done yet.
Well, let's hope not. It's that time of year when it started moving up the last time.
Exactly.
So yes, it can keep going in that direction. Sorry, Define. I know you've lost out on buying low, but we need to go up. And AB Dex, you're up. Oh, Safi's back. Safi, have you got a post that you're ready with?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I've called AB Dex, so you can go after him.
Okay.
Yeah, I called you and realized you weren't in the channel when you didn't answer me.
Yeah, my phone kind of freezes, so I had to restart it.
Whoops. We're just waiting on AB Dex to put the link in. Moonshot. There we go. Nope, that's Jack and his gifs. Have you got a post, AB Dex? I see you typing. We're waiting. So here's the trick is that when we call on you for a post, you really need to be able to drop it in. So when you're doing text, both the text and the link should go in at the same time, so we're not waiting for you to type it. So he says, I've been stressed out today in the laboratory, and the only way I blow off steam is to draw something. I did this red rose drawing. Very nice. I couldn't have drawn that if I'd taken 2 days on it. Banana says, if you play Steam Monsters, now is good. Everyone with level 5 and above is making dinner, and it's easy wins. Okay. For all you Steam Monster addicts out there. Move in for the kill while people are getting full of turkey. Oops. Define, are you sure that you're not playing Banana? He thinks he's on a winning streak and you're on a losing streak. It just seems to make sense that the two of you are playing against each other. Safi says she would won big then lost bigger, so the theory might not hold up there, Banana.
One of my deepest existential questions is why I continue keeping playing that game.
Isn't
Yeah,
that the
it's really fresh.
isn't that the way with most games though? You can't win all the time, so it's just the way it is. Safi,
For some reason, though, I feel the loss is much harder than the wins, though.
Banana ran his RC to 0 on the game and Steam it last week. Love to hate SM. Safi, you're up.
Okay, so here's another post of Angelwitty, and I work in a preschool too, so I think it's really cool that they have a lot of things inviting the parents, because we only have it like the Christmas and summer. Otherwise, we don't have much with the parents. But I really love when he shares, his girls and yeah, the things that they do together. And I thought this picture is really, really beautiful, and it's nice to see family. And yeah, his girls really seem to be daddy's girls, and I can relate to that a lot because that kind of reminds me of the relationship I have with my dad too. So
So you don't, your school doesn't invite the parents in very often then?
What is it?
I said your school doesn't invite the parents in very often?
Um, we have some events, but
Sounds like your connection's going wonky on you again. That's no fun. That is a good picture though. All right. Good to see you, Zeke. And Shuvo, you're up. Shuvo's last on the list, by the way, guys, which means that you can add more to the list. Yes, I did, Pre. That's twice this morning I've missed. I'll pull you in next.
Hello, my voice is clear, Shadow.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you for another chance. Actually, I also listening a lot of people. They are shared their different content. I just really impressed. They are really awesome and cool guys. So that's why my interested for dropping second link. Actually, look my contribution. Different irrigation. You guys know when I outing rural area, then the time I saw different views. That are that's very surprised me. Actually, they are cannot change their life. You guys know right now 2019, everything should be changed. Our generation, our culture, our life.
Very nice. That's one thing that I've noticed your comment at the beginning in regards to the content that is shared. Um, we don't get spam posts shared at PYPT, which tells me that people care about their content that attend it.
No, Mr. Shadow, this my real post. I don't like spam
No, no,
or
I didn't say that was spam. I said that people don't. You commented about the quality of posts that have been shared here at PYPT. So I wasn't talking about your post being spam.
it's okay. So I continue.
Sure.
So now this time 2019, everything should be changed, but village people cannot change their mind and others. If I seen this footage, that I also
Also, what? We've lost you, or did you finish?
hello, my voice is clear.
I heard you say also, and then you went silent.
Actually, I'm a mobile user, that's why my phone just switched off, and one that's the main problem. Anyway, if you interest my post, everybody, that's why you guys check my post. Hope you know about this post. Thank you, Shadow and other guys, for chance me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Shuvo. And Pre, yes, I did scroll back and I did miss you just ahead of Shuvo. I don't know why I did, but good to see you.
Good to see you, Shadow. How are you?
All right. And you?
I am good. Yeah,
Good.
I'm good. Yeah. So this is my recent post. Recently, I am like having a kind of addiction towards photography. I don't know why, but I like capturing pictures. And this is actually it was fall and it was so colorful. So maybe that's why I was like involved with
photography and everything. So this post is about like I choose a small subject, a branch of a small plant, and I capture a lot of picture of that branch, and it was so colorful. Leaves were red, and I'm really happy that how it turned out. Yeah, I have edited some some pictures to give depth and increase the sharpness. But I really feel good whenever I play with photographs and editing stuff and all that. So this is my post is all about.
There's some nice photos there. Nice work. So maybe you should play with
I think
photo.
he's angry. I think
Pardon?
he gave me ban sign, X-Man. Oh, or he X-Man. I just saw his emoji, and I did not understand. He drop an emoji.
Yeah, Axeman uses an axe as a kind of a signature emoji. He doesn't mean anything by it except he is Axeman.
Yeah, because I was just mixed everything with another that we use that sign to ban someone. That's why I was like, what is that?
No, we use a hammer to ban somebody, not an axe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you drop the hammer. I
Thanks, Rado.
thank you, Pri. I am Rain. There you go. There's the hammer.
Is it my turn?
It is.
Okay, since someone mentioned Zapfic earlier, here's my entry for the week. I might as well. So I like joining the Zapfic once a week because it's really fun, though it's not that easy, but fun.
Yeah, microfiction is kind of deceiving in the sense that you look at it and you think, what does it take to knock out, 50 words? Well, knock out 50 words in a story takes a lot, and to do 240 characters takes a whole lot more. And you've done a nice little story there. Nicely done, I am Rain. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else have anything that they would like to share today? All's quiet.
Going once.
And looks like that's probably it for this morning. Considering that some of our American friends did not join us today, we shared a lot of posts. You've been listening to Shadows Pub Post, Pimp Your Post host, Pimp Your Post Thursday, morning edition from the Ramble. Until next time, it's all about community. And yep, bye, Wilma.
Bye, Wilma.
Wilma, go bye bye.
Hope you don't get it down, dude.
Wilma would never get it down, dude. Nobody even knows her. They just hear this weird little ending that I use.